My name is Meerah, and I'm a Lorekeeper in one of the ASUS libraries, and today I wanted to talk about Eastern Balenos in Black Desert. I will be introducing you to all the sites and their knowledge blurbs from the Topography section covering all the major landmarks, but just be aware that some of them are exploration nodes. You can walk past them and learn the knowledge, while others you have to learn from talking with NPCs, amity, or interactions with the environment. For information on Western Balenos, you can check out my video about that. For now, let us continue our tour of sunny Balenos. Like in the Western Balenos video, we will be continuing from west to east, starting with the Ancient Stone Chamber, which also is the location where the game traditionally starts new players. Concealed by hordes of tree spirits, these ruins are hard to see from the outside. Upon entering, you'll observe that the architectural methods used to construct these ruins are far different from the buildings of the contemporary era. Many archaeologists vainly tried to discover something of value in this place. A recent rumor suggests that Aiden, the famous adventurer and archaeological expert, and his party were able to successfully translate the hieroglyphs of these ruins. He was accompanied by an elf named Orwin and Lofty Bedmountain, an expert in interpreting the ancient language. The forest that surrounds the Ancient Stone Chamber is known as the Forest of Seclusion. Dim tree spirits and contaminated spirits lurk here, so one should travel through here with extreme caution, particularly when entering foggy areas of the forest. At the northeastern edge of the Forest of Seclusion is the Toscani Farm, one of the many farms of Balanos. The farm primarily grows corn and is owned by Ovidio Toscani. It is strategically important to Western Guard Camp mainly because of the food supply it provides. The hills around the Toscani farm are known as the Flemma Hills. Recently, there has been a scourge of poisonous, mutated insects such as parasitic bees and grass beetles on the hill that looks out over Eastern Balenos. To the northwest of the Forest of Seclusion lies the Western Gateway and the Western Guard Camp. The gateway is located on the west side of Balanos, leading to Olvia. It is frequently used by trading merchants and exploring adventurers. The Western Guard Camp was established by the Serendian army to protect Eastern Balenos from such threats as the imps in the area, and the bandits active in the south. It is still unclear why Cliff, the greatest commander in Serendia, has been stationed here, in Eastern Balenos. Some whisper that the young and ambitious Grand Chamberlain Jordine has something to do with it. A coastline lies to the north of Western Guard Camp, while the Ancient Stone Chamber and the Forest of Seclusion lie to the south. Many adventurers frequent the camp on the way to these locations, the Ancient Stone Chamber being number one on their list. Western Guard Camp is built near the banks of the Balanos River, a shallow and narrow river that only small ships can sail upon. There's a local legend about this river extending to Heidel that speaks of a certain adventurer who hid treasure somewhere within. North of the Western Guard Camp is the Altar of Agris. Imps guard the place and consider it sacred. They think humans are causing the destruction of their altars, so they attack every human that they see. Sometimes they conduct strange rituals unique to their kind. To the direct southeast of the altar is the Imp Cave. It is the cave dwelling of the altar imps, who recently strengthened their numbers. While none have actually seen the imp boss leave the cave, they do say that Red Nose resides here as well. When night falls, suspicious humans have been sighted flocking to the cave. This entire region is known as the Agris Steppe. Once an offering ground used for festivals of prayer to the god Agris, it is now nothing more than a shelter for imps. To the north of the Altar of Agris sits the Coastal Cliff. A hard rocky cliff is not a favorable place for plants to grow, but there are some spots where a special essence is emitted here. Tucked away in the cliff is the hidden Coastal Cliff Cave. Oof, try saying that 3 times fast. Tucked away in the cliff is the hidden Coastal Cliff Cave, which is, as you might have gathered, a hidden cave in the coastal cliff. It is a small cave that you can barely fit in with your neck bent, and it seems like the treasures of local rumor have already been taken by someone else. Down the beach to the east, you can find the Coastal Cave, which is not to be confused with the aforementioned hidden Coastal Cliff Cave. This is a different cave, same coast though. The Coastal Cave is not far from Velia, but few people pass by. Still, Egrin keeps saying that this place is a potential threat to the town, and it seems like he might have found something inside. To the southeast of the coastal cave is the bustling port town of Velia, surrounded by its myriad of farms. Velia looks like a fishing village at first blush, but is actually more of a farming village. There are plenty of farms around this town. Recently, the local farmers have actually been troubled by wild animals that have been mutated by black energy. The town chief has always been a member of House Bartali, and the current chief is Igor Bartali, and his granddaughter Emma Bartali is most likely to succeed him. Abroad, Velia is known solely for its premium wines made by Indasil. Velia looks out over Balenos Bay. The waters there are used by ships on their way to Velia. The waters are shallow, so only smaller boats can enter. Liners come and go through here carrying all kinds of trade items. The waters also feature abundant fish stocks that are a main source of food for Velia. On the hill overlooking the south of Velia is the Velia ossuary. Every urn of House Bartali lies within the ossuary, and as such, Igor Bartali, the chief of Velia, has a strong desire to protect the place. However, he's recently been pestered by grave robbers that have been lured by baseless rumors of treasure within. The Sea of Balanos is sprinkled liberally with islands. The largest island, however, is definitely Ilia Island. It is actually quite close to Velia, so close that one can see Cron Castle from its shores. Most of the island is mountainous and is not easy to bring reinforcements here from the mainland, so the guard system on Ilia is made up of local vigilantes. Many travelers and adventurers come to Ilia Island to witness the spectacular view from its highest peak. It is also the birthplace of a very certain beloved half-elf. To the west of Velia is Logia Farm. It is a farm on the west side of Velia that produces potato and corn and is owned by the Logia family. Severo Logia's daughter loves to grow flowers, so the place is filled with floral scents. To the southwest of Velia is Merino Farm, a farm owned by Ravon Merino that has supplied various crops to Western Guard Camp and Velia for years. However, management of the farm has become more difficult due to recent non-stop raids and imp attacks. The Merino Farm is also known for their Merino Farm warehouse, which is managed by Ravon and is located in a cave near the farm. Though it isn't very big, it is sufficient for storing crops produced by all the nearby farms. Also to the slight southwest of Velia lies Bartali Farm. It is a potato and chicken farm. The granddaughter of Velia's chief Emma is the owner of this small farm with little livestock to speak of. To the east of Velia is Fento Farm, which is a potato farm run by the famous local chef David Fento. However, David works at the inn in town all day, so his wife Martina runs the farm all by herself. To the northeast of Velia looms Cron Castle and the Cron Castle site. Rebels of conviction gathered in this place with visions of glory to come, but the death of their first commander caused a great fracture in the ranks, and only the mad stragglers remained. Cron Castle has always been considered a mythical place, filled with legends of ancient gods and hidden secrets. However, the occupying stragglers prevent any kind of verification of these tall tales. Goblins, driven from their homelands by the imps, lurk throughout the plain near Cron Castle. Not long ago, the stragglers of Cron Castle were actually stationed outside here, but nowadays they only stay inside the castle. To the south of the Cron Castle site is Awas Hill, alternatively known as the Awas Plains. It was once apparently filled with local residents, but now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble and ruin due to the constant raids by goblins, imps, and the stragglers from Cron Castle. It is in this area northeast of Velia that one could also find the Fiazza Farm ruins, once owned by Artemio Fiazza. It has been ruined by the goblin invasion, and now the goblins have the run of the place, unfortunately. To the southwest of Awas Hill is the Forest of Plunder. This place has been a shelter for goblins for a very long time. It is rumored that a goblin's cave exists somewhere inside this forest. Spoiler alert, the rumors are true. To the southeast of the Forest of Plunder's node is the Goblin Cave. The cave, located deep inside the Forest of Plunder, is currently the domain of a group of goblins. Its inhabitants are stronger than most goblins, and their leader is said to reside within. Many adventurers have tried to explore this cave, but none have returned. The Delucci Farm can be found in the Balanos forest as well, between Velia and Heidel Pass, a farm described as being near the entrance to Heidel that has goblin territory nearby, and mountains situated behind. Attacks from the recently more organized goblins are troubling the farm currently. Heading to the south, you'll pass through Balanos Forest as you come to Heidel Pass, the forest that lies on the way to Serendia. Beasts like bears and wolves can commonly be seen here. Be warned that some of the bears are a lot more aggressive than others. The mountains that separate Balanos and Serendia are known as the Balanos Mountains. It has a great many ridges and highlands, and the path bisecting this rugged terrain all the way to Heidel is called the Heidel Pass. The pass is a mountain-way pathway leading from Heidel to Velia and vice versa. Wandering merchants frequently use the pass, selling their products as they travel through the valley. A rich vein of ore stretches to here from the Balanos mine, and such ore is readily obtainable. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to me ramble about the lovely land of Balanos in Black Desert, and I hope to see you next time here in the library.